Hello and welcome to the latest of the Business Spotlight interview series. I'm delighted today to be joined by Davide Cerca, owner of Robustruck Ltd, a company supplying hydraulic excavator attachments based in Ingleton in North Yorkshire. Hi David, how are you?
Hello, Rob. All good.
Excellent. Well, thank you for joining us today for the interview. Looking forward to hearing about your business and your backstory and your story within that as well. So, with that in mind, could you give us some background on yourself and the business? What was it? Around how long have you been in business, and what was the reasons and decisions for getting into business in
Yeah.
the first place?
Yeah. So we started Robustruck in 2014. The idea was to basically utilize the contact that I had in Italy. I used to import in Italy rubber tracks for excavators from China. So obviously I had a lot of customers and a lot of contacts. And when I moved to the UK in 2009, I had a lot of friends and customers that were actually producing hydraulic attachments,
Okay.
and they were asking me, why don't you market our products for us? So that took a few years to develop, and then eventually we started as literally behind the desk, one computer, one man band.
Okay.
And I always been a tech guy, and so initially we started simply by advertising on mainly eBay, but also on the social media. At the time, advertising on social media wasn't as popular as it is today. So, and then we quickly realized that there was a market and a demand for the hydraulic attachments. Basically, hydraulic attachments is anything that you put at the end of the boom of an excavator that is not a digger. That is not a bucket, a digging bucket.
Right.
So it can be like a hedge cutter, a concrete mixing bucket, a log grab. Like I say, anything that is powered by the hydraulic system of the digger.
Right.
So once we realized that, we started, like I say, marketing it. And what was interesting was that because at the time we could adopt a business model called drop shipping,
Yep.
which meant that we acquired the order and we placed the order ourselves with our supplier, and they were shipping directly to our customers. It was easy enough to run a business literally without even touching the product, because we were just an intermediary.
Yeah.
And business quickly developed. The downside of it was that we couldn't really tackle local opportunities, because typically when you're local, people are like, oh yeah, can I come and see it? And obviously we didn't have product to store. But that has allowed us to grow and to develop a business with limited resources. And then obviously the next step has been to acquire a location. We are based in Ingleton, between North Yorkshire and Cumbria. And at that point, we became more of a structured company. And also we started stocking some of the material that we sold, because obviously there were customers, like I said, that wanted to see and wanted to touch the attachment before they bought it. And so yeah, that's how it started. And for us, it's been, yeah, sometimes I look around and I think, wow, I'm no longer alone doing the invoices late at night and placing the order, and it's a good feeling ultimately.
Perfect.
You quickly realize that obviously if you want to grow, you need help. And our business is a family business. My wife Bobby, she is 50% of owner of the company.
Right.
And it's interesting because at the beginning I was thinking, oh, being a family business is a limitation, or people will not take us seriously, or they will think that we are not professional enough. And we've grown to understand and to believe that actually being a family business is an asset. is an asset in the way we do business, and it's also an asset in the fact that we are proud in a way not to be a big corporate, because of that allows us to give a quality of service as well as products that usually you struggle to find with bigger and larger companies.
Sure, absolutely, absolutely. You know, that's, yeah, if you can utilize that element of that structure within a business, that's it can be a massive positive, kind in terms of, you know, people ultimately buy from people, and you know, if they've got that feeling of, you know, that you're you know, that there's that personal touch, that makes a big difference, doesn't it, when it comes to any kind of business and transaction. So who are your kind of main, you know, your customer base? What is there a certain industry or demographic, or does it vary across the board?
It varies across the board. We basically sell hydraulic attachments to anybody that have got an excavator.
Right.
Obviously, there are different levels. So we have a portion of our customer base that is just what we call end users.
Yeah.
So small companies, small construction companies, etc. We work also with rental companies, people that hire out excavators, and also we deal with machinery dealers, so people that sell excavators.
Yeah.
And obviously the level of collaboration is different, because if you speak with what I call an end user, you need to supply him with a product and a service that is plug and play. So when he takes delivery of one of our machines, there's clear instructions. He pick it up, he connect it to his excavator, and he's up and running. When you work with dealers or with larger companies, they do part of that work, because they interact with their own customers. So there are different needs. The different needs are more based on how soon you can send me replacement parts, how available are replacement parts, how reactive can you be when I have a problem, even on the phone. So for them, the fact of having someone that answers the calls and work with them to solve the problem is a key factor.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, brilliant. And so obviously you mentioned the business and how you kind of formed and created it. So what is it about that you enjoy? What is it about you that you enjoy what you do?
I think I enjoy dealing with people, and like I say, being again a family business means that we choose every day to put people at the center of our business. And it sounds like a cliche. It's actually not. Our focus on the customer is the main focus that we have. There's no point for us to have great products and a great service and all the spare parts of the world if our customers aren't happy. So making sure, and listen, we all have customers and customers, more demanding, less demanding, but ultimately the customer is at the center of what we do. And the other focus is on the people that will work with us, our collaborators that we work with, and also with our suppliers. 90% of our suppliers are Italian, and so we import all of our attachments from Italy. So again, there is a cultural difference and a cultural gap sometimes and managing the communications and the expectations and all the things. Also on the supplier side is part of my work, and it's part of what I enjoy. So yeah, that's if you ask me one thing that I enjoy, that's the one.
Great stuff. And so just obviously you mentioned the fact you obviously suppliers about a majority from Italy. I mean, I guess a question that kind of not to do with what you're, you know, because I love the answer about obviously the people focus, but just out of interest, how has obviously the last few years been in terms of, you know, the changes with trading and etc. You know, I guess with Brexit and everything that's gone on, has that made, you know, had big impact on your operation, or has it been okay?
So it has. It's been a big learning curve, and there is no doubt that from procedural point of view, where things have gone much more complicated,
Yeah.
and costs related to this have gone skyrocket, and also we is the time that we have to dedicate to these things. But so before we used to import, bringing up just one pallet was with one attachment was fine, and in 3-4 days it was delivered to the customer. Now, because of the costs related to the transport and to the paperwork, etc., you can't bring up one item at the time,
Right.
and because obviously the transport cost has got a component of fixed costs that needs to be distributed over a larger number of items. And also the transport cost and the transit time have gone up incredibly. So we used to import, like I say, if we keep the example of one pallet, it used to take 3-4 days to bring up one pallet. Now it takes on average 2 weeks.
Oh, wow.
So again, that has put pressure on us and one of the development has been to increase our level of stock.
Okay.
Because obviously before you could count on the fact of saying, you know what, 1 week and you'll have it, great. Now not all the customers can wait 3 weeks, because it takes 2 weeks to come to us, and then we usually do a customization of the product. So we create the bracket to couple it with the excavator that is being bought for, and then we send it. So suddenly the 1 week has now become 4 weeks. And yes, there are customers that plan in advance their jobs. There are also customers that buy our attachments when they win a contract, and then when they win a contract, it's like 1, maximum 2 weeks time before they have to start the contract. So having the goods in stock makes a difference, and sometimes makes the customer choose or not choose us based on that. So so you know what they say, you learn, and definitely the new system with the new that there is in place now, it's been a big learning curve. We are on top of it. We probably spend, I would say, 2021 learning, sometimes the hard way, with transporters losing our goods, or goods being stuck with custom because there was one code missing. And then as it happens, you learn, you need to learn quickly. And then you apply the knowledge that you gain to Operation Smooth. And in that has given us a competitive advantage, because before there were customers, rightly so, that contacted also directly the Italian producers to try to source directly, trying to get a better price, and then trying to buy directly from the source. Now this is a much more complicated procedure. So we have a lot of customers, also quite a few dealers, that they'd rather buy from us and lose a bit of margin, because obviously we are doing part of the work, but knowing that things will go through smoothly, that we have things in stock, that they don't have to deal with custom. So again, like they say, when there is a problem, there's also an opportunity. What we felt and we perceived and we had to deal with as a problem, it's actually turned into a bit of opportunity, because, like I say, this is part of the service that we give to our customers.
No, I was going to say exactly that. It's, perceived challenges and working through them can end up leading to bigger opportunities. So it's good to hear that, although it's obviously been a challenge, you've come out the other side and almost made yourself into a little bit of a niche in that market as well, I guess, in terms of being able to provide something that not many other people are going to be able to, just because you've spent that time learning. So great example. So I guess my next question would be around what's your business journey been like today? So what, over the last, you've mentioned a couple of things, but what's it been like since you started to where you are today?
Well, like I said, we started and then we listen to our customers and try to adjust the business according to the needs of the market. Now, when we started hydraulic attachments for excavators, where really there were a lot of people that were like, why do you need a hedge cutter on an excavator when you have it behind the tractor? And then the market opened to this new attachments, and suddenly people are like, all right, that's because I can't go with a tractor everywhere. There are places where it's too steep, too wet, or simply I don't want to go. And so as the demand grew, what we realized is that, like I said before, there is the attachment, and then because the same attachment can be sold for many different excavators, we make a bracket to connect the attachment to the excavator. And then because it's an hydraulic attachment, in its hoses, in its couplings to be attached to the hydraulic system of the excavator. So what we realized is that in the beginning, we were just selling the attachments, and we were leaving the customer to source the other parts. And like I said before, what we realized is that a winning factor is the fact that you can provide an attachment plug and play. So as we grew and as we got the location here in Ingleton, we looked more and more into how we could do that. So what we've done, we structured ourselves with a small fabrication unit now, where we make in-house our own brackets. We bought a small plasma cutter table, so we can cut the metal, weld it to measure to make the bracket, and then we got now a spray booth as well. So basically we can do the painting of that. We got we bought a climper, and we can make our own hoses, hydraulic couplings, etc. And again, the reason there, at the beginning we outsourced this, and we bought from our external suppliers both the brackets and the hoses. And then what we realized is that that was delaying, it was adding quite a long time to the time it took us to deliver the goods to the customers. And so we thought we need to be better than this. We need to be more efficient. And Bobby, my wife, was great at looking into grants that were available at the time, which have given us the possibility from a cash flow point of view as well to invest in the business. Because as you know, when you're a small business, cash is tight, and and especially for us, our main focus is to use the cash to increase the stock levels that we have. So again, being able to access some grants has given us the possibility of having the investment that we've done. They had less of an impact on and so it's taken us 10 years, and there's still a long way to go. But I do believe in investing in people and in machinery as well. So we also from a software point of view, we got a CRM that works alongside with our invoicing system. So we are able to monitor our customers, and we're able to look after our customers better. So if someone give us a call and says, yeah, I need this, but I need it for a job that might come in 6 months, can you call me? It will be September before I can do this job. Can you call me in August? We have, with our CRM, we set a reminder. This is just a simple example, but we set a reminder to one of our salesmen to give them a call in August. And again, the call is not a cold call, pushing sale. We don't do that. It's a call that takes care of the customer, that says, look, we spoke, you had a need, where are we with this? And then sometimes the customer says, oh, forget about it, I haven't got the job. Great, okay, see you next time. Or sometimes they're really appreciative of the fact that we actually remember to give him a call, and we show them that we care.
No, 100%. Yeah, systems, ultimately great systems will always will always lead to great businesses, because yeah, as you say, you know, it just allows you to set those up, and then you've just got to have great people to run the systems, don't you, to deliver the business that you want. So no, great stuff. You know, very good. Cool. So what, you know, looking ahead into over the next few years, what does the future look like for the business, and maybe either challenges or opportunities you see for the company?
Yeah, so when you have a company, you need to be positive, and you need to stay positive even in challenging times. I can see that the next couple of years might be a tough one, as well as 2023 was supposed to be a tough one. We are confident. I think that we look at the future. We got a growth plan, and we know that the machines that we sell are machines that the market is going to demand in the future. There are jobs that simply needs to be done. So, and then again, what give me the confidence and what I feel make me feel positive about the future is the fact that we, like I said, we do have a growth plan, and again, we listen to our customers. So in 2023, we started not just selling the attachments, but we also started the higher side of our attachments. So we hired the attachments out. And again, the reason there was that we kept having people asking, I don't have enough work to justify the purchase of one of your machines, but there are certain jobs that I like to do, and I need your machines. So that was one aspect. The other aspect was the fact that a lot of customers were asking us, "Oh, can I try your machine for a couple of days just to make sure that it works with my digger?" And there were two challenging points for us, because obviously we were only selling new machines predominantly. So obviously the trying of a new machine when the machine comes back is no longer new. There's been a level of depreciation. And so what we've done, like also because of the fact that we have now our own workshop, etc., we allocated part of our stock on the hire fleet. And so our customers call up and they say, "Look, I need such and such machine for a week. Can you deliver it to us?" And we do that. And so that is another stream of revenue that is important. And like I say, 2023 we learned, and there was a learning curve there as well, because obviously hiring a machine and selling one is different in many different ways. And now 2024 is definitely going to be a year where we're going to, and 2025 we're going to focus more and more on the higher the attachment. And this has allowed us also, interesting, to it's helped with the customers that say, "Oh, can I try it?" Because they understand that everything's got a cost. So it's like, "Look, hire it for a week, give it a go. You're gonna be doing a job with it probably, so it will make you some money. And then if that's the right machine, well, you can buy one confident that it wasn't just a chat on the phone, but it's actually working for you."
Perfect. Yeah, sounds like a great opportunity, great, you know, example of, again, diversifying and looking at what the market's looking at, and what is asking of you, and then you flexing and being able to adapt accordingly to meet those demands. So yeah.
The other thing is, for us, is also we are quite how can I call it, conservative when it comes to add new products to our range. And the reason there is because, like I said, you can't do everything, and sometimes introducing a new product, if there is a problem, it kind of the risk is that it jeopardizes the work that you've done, because suddenly people talk about the one machine that had a problem and not the 10 machines that you sold that went smooth. But including new items is new attachments, it is the way for us to grow and this in our growth plan in 2024, 2025, and 2026. So again, we often have customers that buy or hire the one attachment from us, and then they come back to us and they say, "Oh, you don't happen to have also, I don't know, such and such." Like we started last year with soil screening buckets, and that was on the back of of customers that kept asking us, do you do screening buckets? So again, we look into that. We tested the products, and now we have screening buckets on our range. So like that's another thing that give me confidence that the future is going to be bright.
Good. And so you mentioned obviously being a family business, and before you mentioned about there's 10 of you working in the business. So when you do bring people in recruiting, what qualities do you look for with those people, and how do you foster a positive and kind of productive work environment?
So like I said, we are a family business, and I'm not gonna say the standard cliche that because I'm Italian, for people that I work with is family, but there is a strong element of where looking after the people that we work with and taking care of them is a big priority. That we got quite a few working moms in our organizations. Bobby, my wife, is one of them. We got a child as well, 2 children. One of them is now at uni, but the other one is still at school. And we are very familiar with the challenges that running a family and being I say a working mom specifically because there's a lot of extra work for the mom in running a family often. And so we're very aware of that, and we keep things flexible for the member of our staff. I believe in flexibility, and so for us that is important, and we are very lucky to have a great team and that appreciate and the flexibility, and basically it becomes part of where we are. So to give an example, if there is a school pickup and one of the people that work with us have to go and collect their children to school, early pickup, etc. Yeah, sure, go, and then you adjust your time, keeping flexible. You asked me about when we select people. That's been a learning curve. I would say that now we select people according to the attitude and not to the skill. Obviously, there are certain positions, like we were selecting someone in the workshop, so being able to weld was paramount, was non-negotiable skill. But among the 5-10 people that came for a job interview, it was the attitude. We need to select people that will understand and will be on board with our company culture. And that for us is a key factor. I always say we spend a lot of time in the office together, and what I would hate is people that on Sunday night think, oh God, another 5 days of this now before my next weekend. I've been lucky enough to I have experienced that feeling only for a small amount of time of my working life, and I remember how unpleasant it was. And when I'm now running my own company, I just want the people that work with us to be not to experience that. So for us, creating a company that is a good working environment, it's a company, it's a business. We're running a business. We all know why we're here, what we're here for. But as much as possible, it needs to be a place where you enjoy staying with the people that you work with, and that's our one of our focuses.
Perfect. I think ultimately, as you say, unless it's something, you know, non-negotiable, then skills can always be trained, but, you know, character and values are very, very different.
Skills can be
Situations.
taught,
Yeah,
attitude can't,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
or it's very difficult. Let's
yeah,
put it
yeah,
this way.
yeah, yeah,
You got to do a lot more work, and especially when you're in a small company,
yeah,
you need someone to be on board and to contribute. I'm not saying from day one,
yeah,
but from as soon as possible,
sure.
because otherwise, because you simply can't afford to have on board any
Yeah,
that weight.
definitely. No, 100%. No, good to hear. And yeah, you know, when you talk to any business owner, you know, the ones that focus on their people and making sure that there is flexibility in the workforce and the workplace and all those kind of things that you would sometimes think should be a given. That, you know, clearly in other businesses they're not, and people that don't do it don't understand how impactful it can be to be that flexible, because, you know, the reason why most
Yeah,
people their job is not about money. It's not about it's about, you know, the relationship they normally have with their boss, right? It's just that's the kind of number one reason why people want to leave, because it's, as you talked about, you know, the business is based on relationships outside but also inside the company as well, right? So it's vital that, you know, the owners and the business leaders demonstrate those kind of skills. So it's good to hear. Good to hear. So what's been your biggest learning over the last, say, 10 years, when, you know, since you set the business up, would you say?
uh, again, there are many different aspects when you start a business. I remember someone once telling me that when you start a business, it's like you jump off a cliff and then you start building your airplane on the way down. I don't know if
Wow. It's a good
the
analogy. I like
translation,
that. Yeah, I like that.
and it is true in many ways. You need to remain flexible. You need to adjust,
Yeah.
and also you need to look forward. You need to be focused in the moment,
Mhm.
and you need to look forward, because ultimately, I do believe that if you don't grow, your business shrinks.
Yeah.
So I think that keeping the focus on the growth and on the planning.
Mhm.
Uh, I wasn't naturally a planner.
Right.
And again, it goes back to the cliche of being Italian. I was very good at reacting and tackling emergencies
Mhm.
and the business that comes. I
Definitely.
wasn't very good as planning forward. And now we have a plan for 3-5 years, and I come to learn how important, even when you are a small business, how important it is to have a plan, and how difficult it is to combine sticking with your plan and then at the same time um, adjusting and making changes, because suddenly it doesn't work and you just can't keep doing it like that. So I think that's the call. And then if you want the delegation
Yeah.
part of the business is a challenge, because when you start as a one-man band, you're accustomed to do it all yourself, and you
Yeah.
think that you do it better than anybody else, which is not true. And you think that anybody that you delegate will not do a good enough job, and then you come to realize that you only have 24 hours.
Yeah.
You tend to sleep 6, 7, whatever,
Yeah.
and then the rest is a limited amount of time that you need to share also with the family. So delegating becomes a necessity, also
Mm.
obviously to grow. And again, the trick for me was to try to employ people that are better than me
Right.
at what I do, because ultimately I feel that I can delegate when I realize that, oh, he can do it actually better than me. And that
Yeah.
is true for the marketing, the workshop, the sales, the accountancy. When you are lucky enough to find someone that is better than you and that wants to collaborate with you, you're on a winner,
Yeah.
because suddenly your reluctancy to delegate actually becomes less of a thing,
Yeah.
because you think, right, okay, yeah, he'll do a good job. or she.
Perfect. So yeah, some really good learnings there. Absolutely, some stuff I couldn't agree more with. Yeah, certainly things that we work with business owners to implement. So yeah, no, some great thinking, some great insights. So maybe what would be? I mean, you can't. I'd ask a question, but what would the best advice, to someone a younger person maybe looking to start their business? What would be your one really key bit of advice?
Don't give up.
Okay.
Don't give up. Keep trying. Uh, Nobody started top of the game. We all started with learning. We all started with one step, and again, when things go wrong and go south, and when you start a business, they do, and challenges keep arising no matter where you are in your path. It's easy to say, all right, consistency and don't give up, in my opinion, is what makes the difference between people that make it and people that don't.
Right. Yeah. No. Resilience is really, really.
Which, listen, it's easier said than done. Sometimes things are, so it looks like there are moments where everything doesn't seem to work. And again, you trust your instinct. If you are, if you believe in what you do, you just keep going.
Yeah. No, 100%. No, great words. Yeah, some great advice. And then finally, what inspires you or is inspiring you currently in terms of your work and personal as well, personal life?
Yeah, I think that businesses is one element, like quite a few there are quite a few things in your life where you need to, well, all of it, life is a growth. And so growing in business, growing personally, looking forward to the new opportunities, the new places to visit, the new holidays to have, the new people to meet. That's what inspires me.
Okay, great stuff. Fantastic. So thank you so much for your time today. Before we leave, just where's the best place? So if people want to find out a bit more about yourself or the business, where are the best ways to connect with you?
Yeah, our website is robustruck.co.uk.
Okay.
And we are focused and present on social media. So we are on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. We got a YouTube channel, a TikTok channel.
Oh, wow.
Communicating with our customers through social media is a key factor for us. So yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thank you, David. Appreciate your time. It's been fascinating talking to you, and I wish you all the best for the future.
Rob, thank you very much for your time.
No problem. Thank you.
Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.